The Battle Royale genre has become one of the most popular in the world, with games like Fortnite Battle Royale and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds getting played by millions of people every single day. But what you might not know is that there's loads of Battle Royale games out there, some of which you might not have ever known even existed. Hey guys, ArcadeCloud here, and today we're counting down our list of the top 10 video games that added a Battle Royale mode. If you're new to our channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with some friends. It's free. Number 10. Minecraft Hunger Games mods. When the Hunger Games released as a movie way back in 2012, people went wild for it. Everything was tied to the Hunger Games series in some way, and it propelled Jennifer Lawrence into being a global star. Of the many things that the Hunger Games influenced over the years, we can't forget its impact on the popular blocky video game Minecraft. Yeah, that's right, Minecraft had a Battle Royale game. And while elements of Battle Royale games have existed before, it's widely believed that the Minecraft Hunger Games mode is probably the first example of a real Battle Royale game that would fit the modern definition. Tributes start the game standing in a circle around a pile of chests, which heavily resembles the cornucopia from the Hunger Games series. Players can choose to either run away and fend for themselves and the rest of the map, or make a mad dash to the chests and try to grab some high-level items at the beginning. A lot of people died that way. After that mad battle at the beginning, the Minecraft survival games mode turns into a game of cat and mouse. There's nothing really pushing players towards each other like in most modern Battle Royale games, people just sort of hunt each other down throughout the map. In most versions of the mode though, the last few players are teleported to a dedicated battle arena so the game doesn't go on forever. Hunger Games servers are still active to this day, and they probably should be considered a pretty important part of the history of Battle Royale games, even if that does sound a little silly. Number 9. Ark Survival of the Fittest. Ark Survival of the Fittest is another game that takes a lot of obvious inspiration from the Hunger Games. This spin-off of the original Ark game, where you survive on a dinosaur-infested island and tame giant extinct creatures, has all of the players start on the top of a platform in the middle of an island. At the center, there's a whole load of supplies and weapons, and players can choose to go for it or to run away into the wilderness. Much like in the original game, you can level up your character, tame dinosaurs and other animals, and create buildings. If you've ever played the original Ark, then you would probably know that doing all those things takes quite a lot of time. In Survival of the Fittest, the time it takes to do any of that is decreased, so things are more balanced. But to keep that balance, the tamed dinosaurs are nowhere near as strong as they are in the main game. Unlike basically any other Battle Royale game on the market, this game has lots of random events that can happen in the middle of the game to change up the way things happen. For example, acid rain can randomly fall that will damage your health and armor, all the characters in the game may become aggressive towards players, and explosives might fall from the sky or the weather might drastically change. There also might be boss creatures that appear on the original central platform, which all start off as passive until they get tamed. That's right, you can tame and control a giant dragon, spider, or ape in a Battle Royale mode. Unfortunately, even though this all sounds pretty cool, not many people enjoyed this spin-off game, and so the developers have stopped supporting it entirely. Number 8. Rust Battle Royale. I'm sure you've probably heard of Rust before. It's a survival game that's undergone a lot of changes over the years, from being what many considered a DayZ clone to becoming a pretty awesome standalone title. Now it has a Battle Royale spin-off. You spawn into Rust Battle Royale completely nude at the edge of the map with nothing but a torch, a bandage, and a map in your inventory. The combat zone slowly shrinks, as you might expect, and the winner is the last man standing. This game mode is Battle Royale condensed to its purest form. There's no special gimmicks, and it's all pretty bare bones. You just use the materials around you to get by, get pushed towards the next zone, and try your best to not get killed off by the environment or another player. Number 7. The Culling. The Culling is a 16-player Battle Royale game that, once again, takes a lot from the world-famous Hunger Games series. The players start in a kind of underground pod that's subsequently opened up in a random part of the map. Players then loot and craft whatever they can with the materials on the island, all while trying to survive against other enemies and the environment. The Culling never became as streamlined as some of the other Battle Royale games out there. The combat is bloody but incredibly clunky, with most fights happening up close with melee weapons rather than with guns at longer ranges. The game almost doesn't know what it wants to be, with the brutal and bloody fights seemingly at odds with the comedic style of the game's announcer. The Culling actually predates the serious rush of all the recent Battle Royale games though, being released into Steam Early Access on March 4th, 2016, which is like almost exactly a year before PUBG entered Early Access. Number 6. GTA Online Motor Wars. After seeing all of the success that Battle Royale games were getting, it probably shouldn't have been surprising that Grand Theft Auto Online would somehow get itself involved. I mean, GTA Online is literally now the most profitable online game to ever be released, which is pretty insane, right? While Rockstar usually is the one to innovate, we can understand why they decided to follow the trend of Battle Royale. I mean, it kind of makes sense for such an expansive open world game as Grand Theft Auto Online to get involved. In Motor Wars, players aren't really encouraged to run around by foot. Instead, it's all about the breakneck, intense vehicular insanity the mode has. I mean, there's literally people driving around in armored trucks with 50 caliber turrets stuck on the back of them. If there was anyone that was going to make an awesome Battle Royale mode, it was going to be Rockstar, and it's safe to say that they managed to do that with Motor Wars. Number 5. Paladins Battlegrounds. Paladins Battlegrounds describes itself as being the first ever hero shooter Battle Royale, with a map that will be more than 300 times bigger than the usual Siege map in the game. Players will be allowed to hop onto their mounts and explore, looting and discovering more than 4 dozen different outposts and grabbing loot from zeppelins that drop legendary gear. In this game, 100 players are forced inward by a deadly fog until the last team standing wins. Like almost all Battle Royale games, you can play in solos, duos, and 4-man teams. You choose from 8 randomly selected champions, 2 from each role in the game. You can find both items and cards to augment your character, giving your weapons more damage or accuracy, and so on. The map is split into 4 distinct biomes. There's the icy lands of Everfrost that takes up the northeast section of the map, the island-based area of Sanctuary down in the southeast section of the map, the sunny tropics and forests of the southwest, the dune-filled deserts of the Badlands in the northwest, and then there's the rolling hills and fields of the greenscape in the center of the map. This game mode is still in the early alpha stages of development, but when it finally launches, it may end up changing the face of Battle Royale games forever. Number 4. Arma 2 Battle Royale mod. This Battle Royale mod is where it all began, really. It's the area where PlayerUnknown first got his taste for Battle Royale, where he experimented with many different PvP scenarios, eventually culminating in his first Battle Royale mod. This mode is like Battle Royale at its purest form, with a lot of realism hiding under the surface. You can only play it solo, which kinda ends up being incredibly stressful considering how tense the game is, though I kinda get that a lot of people are sort of into that thing. I guess the coolest thing about the game is that by playing it, we sort of see the building blocks of the modern Battle Royale genre. The mod was initially inspired by a film made in Japan and released in the year 2000 named simply Battle Royale, where a group of students were transported to an island and forced to fight each other to be the last living survivor. With this game, PlayerUnknown wanted to differentiate himself from games inspired by the Hunger Games, so instead of having a cornucopia of weapons at the beginning, they were scattered all over the map. After DayZ went standalone and left the Arma engine, PlayerUnknown decided to update to Arma 3, lending more features and longevity to the game. Number 3. H1Z1 King of the Kill. After updating his mods to Arma 3, PlayerUnknown was noticed by Daybreak Game Company. They'd made many games in the past, from EverQuest to Star Wars Galaxies to DC Universe Online, and at this time they were making H1Z1. This game was a lot like DayZ, the original mod that PlayerUnknown had used to form his Battle Royale mod in Arma, and they too wanted to release a Battle Royale game mode. PlayerUnknown took up a consultant position to try to get this off the ground, which resulted in the birth of H1Z1 King of the Kill, which has recently just been renamed to H1Z1. 150 players drop down onto the map by parachute, and once they land, they engage in all the usual Battle Royale activities of looting, killing, and trying to live till the end of the match. As the game continues, a toxic cloud of gas forces players inward, eventually forcing people to engage in close quarters combat. More recently, H1Z1 has released a brand new mode and gone free to play, all in an attempt to get the edge over PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Auto Royale is the Battle Royale on wheels, with players in various different cars, all shooting to be the last vehicle driving. Have you ever seen the movie Death Race? Because it's kind of like Death Race if Death Race didn't have a racetrack for you to drive around. It's a much more arcadey experience than a standard Battle Royale game, and sees 30 teams of 4 battling out on a massive map filled with power-ups, weapons, fuel, and health. Number 2. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Of course, when PlayerUnknown moved on from H1Z1, he made a game that changed the playing field of Battle Royale games forever. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was an instant hit and started breaking records on Steam without any issues at all. Once again, PlayerUnknown cites the 2000 film Battle Royale as his inspiration, and he basically built on what he's learned from all of his past Battle Royale games to make a truly awesome Battle Royale game. 100 people parachute onto the map out of the back of a moving plane to scavenge for weapons and equipment, all attempting to outlive everyone else in the game and get a delicious chicken dinner by the end of the match. It was released in early access on Steam in March 2017 and was later fully released on Steam on December 20th. In early 2018, the game was eventually released on both Android and iOS mobile devices. The game has sold over 30 million copies on PC, holding a concurrent player count of over 3 million, completely smashing all of their records on Steam in the process. The game first launched with only one map, the fan favorite Erangel, but has now grown to include new weapons, vehicles, and the Miramar desert map as well as the much tighter close quarters map known as Savage, though the latter is still under development and currently in community testing. More interestingly is a fourth map known as Adriatic, which we don't really know much about. We know that it's going to be around the same size as Erangel was, and that there will be both thick forests and snow-capped mountains, as well as a massive Soviet cosmodrome. But other than that, PlayerUnknown is keeping very quiet about the future of his highly successful game. Number 1. Fortnite Battle Royale. The most popular Battle Royale game to release after PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds wasn't even meant to exist. I'm of course talking about Fortnite Battle Royale. The idea for this game didn't even come up until near the release of the main Fortnite game in mid-2017, and was of course inspired by the release and the success of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in March. When the extra mode was first announced by Epic Games, many people made fun of the idea, claiming they were just trying to cash in on a good thing that was probably going to be terrible eventually, but now around half a year after the game released, Fortnite Battle Royale has become one of the most talked about and most played Battle Royale games ever created, if not one of the most talked about and played games of all time. The content of the game is pretty similar to basically any other Battle Royale game out there. You drop down, open your glider, get some items, then fight for a bit in hopes of becoming the last player standing. The major gimmick or difference is that you can break things down and build. This is the single gameplay mechanic that sets Fortnite Battle Royale apart from any other game in the Battle Royale genre. In other Battle Royale games, people just sort of shoot at each other for a bit until they die, but in Fortnite Battle Royale, you shoot at each other and then try to outbuild each other in massive fights that can go on for seconds or for minutes based on the building skills of the two players. Oh, and it's free to play, which really helped it against competitors like Battlegrounds. And there you have it, our list of the top 10 video games that added a Battle Royale mode. Do you agree? Did we miss something? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more great videos from ArcadeCloud on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Take care and game on.